Hi there, this is Jean. I'm one of the co-founders at Echometer, and in this video, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to our one-on-one meeting software in 5 minutes or less. When you are in your Echometer workspace, you can go to the sidebar and click All One-on-One Series, and from here, create your first one-on-one series. You can either invite a person that's already part of your workspace, insert a new email address, or just skip the step and invite somebody later on in the process. All right, here we are in our one-on-one series, and let's create the first meeting. So for each meeting, you have a meeting notes editor here that works just as you would expect. So you can write bullet points. You can also turn bullet points into tasks using the slash menu, for example. So let's say do A, do B, and you can also just create new headlines to make the meeting look exactly how you want it to be. Of course, we want to help you also make your one-on-ones more insightful. And for that, we have another type of content that's called a conversation starter. So when we go here, and let's say you want to talk about the conflict behavior of a person. So I type conflict in the search bar, and then I have 3 suggestions here that I could use for my one-on-one. And nonviolent communication sounds very interesting. So let's use this one. So we have a conversation starter now that will help us talk about conflicts and nonviolent communication with our participant in this one-on-one series in a meeting today. And there's another type of content that's very insightful, which is a check-in. So let's say you want to reflect how satisfied somebody is with their job. Then we can just use this one. And then the participant can respond to this if they're happy or not. So let's say they are actually very happy because of interesting topics to work on. Nice. So these check-ins are interactive elements that you can use to track over time how things are developing. Of course, you want to customize how your meetings look in Echometer. So you can go to Edit Meeting Template, and here you can see the suggestion that we have. So we just have the one check-in element in here, and then we have bullet points below that. So very, very basic, but you can customize this however you want. So when I create the next meeting, it will be created for us in 2 weeks from now. And here I can also then provide a response. So let's say I'm not so happy anymore because there are too many topics in parallel, for example. And when we click on history here, you just get to see the trends, including the reasons why we responded in a certain way at any given time. So this can be really handy. If you say, well, this check-in is interesting, but it's not quite the right check-in for me, no worries. We have a whole library of check-ins in the sidebar that you can check out, where we have many suggestions on what you can use. You can search through it, or you can also just create custom check-ins if you want. Same goes for conversation starters, by the way. So you can access the conversation starter library also here from the sidebar. And here you see all the templates that we have for you. You can search through them and create your own ones. We also have tasks from all the meetings in your one-on-one series summarized here. So as you can see below a meeting, you also see the content from previous meetings, where you could also just go ahead and check off a task from here. And you see this updates live in the sidebar as well. Hashtags are another tool that you can use to mark, for example, if somebody has a goal. So let's say a goal from a yearly goal, you can just put goal 1 as a hashtag, and then you can use these to see how often they are mentioned and jump to all the points more easily in the future to reference them. And then the last point here in the sidebar are the private notes. So the private notes allow you to just write down stuff that you don't want the other person to see, but that you want to write down in preparation for the next meeting, or personal information that are important for you to remember. Of course, you might say, well, I don't want to do all the note-taking by myself. Isn't there a better way in 2025? And yes, I'm glad you asked, because there, of course, is. You can use the AI notes that we provide. So when you start a meeting, you can select this option. So you can see this is optional. You can turn it off also if you don't want. And here you can see that the whole meeting will be transcribed, and we do all the note-taking for you. So all the tasks land in your meeting notes, and you can later customize them. So you can focus the whole meeting just on the conversation and later customize the notes based on the suggestion from the AI. All right, so this is a brief overview of the one-on-one software in Echometer. I hope you like it. I recommend to just go ahead and try it for yourself in the free plan. Have fun and enjoy.